Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the BPL inaugural 9 Sports Night League. Tonight's inaugural match being played between the Thunderbillas and Bachas. My name is Mir Ali. I'm the president of the BPL. Joining me today in the commentary box is our league manager, Julian Kalahor, and our lead commentator, Mr. Shadiq Sheikh. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome everybody. Hope you enjoy the match. Apologize for the slight delay in getting up and rolling, but looks like the Badshahz did win the toss and sent the Thunderbillers into bat on this fairly hot and humid night here in Bolingbrook. There was a little bit of rain earlier, so the ground is a tad damp, but has dried off fairly nicely in time for the start of the match.
Good evening, gentlemen. So folks, once again, apologies for a bit of a delay, but we're here and we're live and we're going to bring you some exciting game tonight and throughout this T20 league by 9 Sports, hosted by BPL in partnership with Cricket Clubs. So I go back to me really for a few more welcoming words as we get situated and get comfortable in the comm box.
Ladies and gentlemen watching, welcome once again, live from the BPL Stadium. It's our inaugural game here today between the Thunderbillas and the Bachas at the 9 Sports Night League. This Night League is the first of its kind in Chicago that the BPL has launched in partnership with 9 Sports, Studio 7, and this broadcast is powered by Cricket Clubs. We do apologize for the few technical glitches today. We had some rain in the forecast, and it did rain on us. Nevertheless, the game has started. Bachas have already taken a wicket, and we're off to a good start. We will be playing this 9 Sports Night League every Monday, Thursday, and Friday, so if you're in the area, please come on down. Encourage the players, support the league and your favorite players. There's $2,000 prize money on this tournament, along with tons of Man of the Match awards and plenty of other prizes. The production solely has been done by Cricket Clubs. Our team here in the box here, our production team, my sincere thanks to Mr. Omer Khan, Mr. Hassan Dastagir, Mr. Mohsen, that flew all the way from New York to help us out, and our entire staff, including Julian, Sharik, Mr. Mateen Namdar, our head umpire, Amaya, and all the other umpires as well. And Mr. O'Carey Sims for being our lead groundsman today. So enjoy the game today. Our sincere welcome to all of you, and we'll be in touch soon. I will pass the mic over to my right hand and the backbone to the BPL as of lately, the one and only Julian Kalahor.
Thank you, Mia, for that wonderful introduction. So here we are underway. It's a beautiful night here in Bolingbrook, albeit a little bit on the muggy side, but it is summer and I would rather this than 40 below. So that's the end of the over, and just about to start the new over. For those of you not aware, the BPL has been in existence since 2011. This is our 11th full year of organisation. Started as a youth league, and now here we are playing men's night tournament, the premier men's night tournament in the Chicago area, if not the entire Midwest. And coming in the bowl there was Saib Chowdhury, just a little bit on the leg side, clipped over for a single to the Thunderbillers batsman. Quick run taken. This is 20 over cricket, so there's going to be a lot of quick runs. The ground is a little bit damp, and so the outfield will be a tad slow tonight. It may dry out if the rain holds off for the rest of the evening. Chowdhury delivers again. A bit of a wild hack outside the off stump there, but no damage done. Straight into the ground, straight to the keeper. No run.
Yeah, it looks to be a pretty balanced game from a team's perspective, and I think it's going to be an exciting and entertaining one as we begin the league here tonight. Some great display in the first over on the fourth delivery by the wicketkeeper, who was able to launch the bails off lightningly fast, giving Bachas their first wicket. And this one went down a little bit behind the covers. They're coming back for the second, and they do so comfortably. Sohaib Chowdhury being Bachas' strike bowler, brought back in this spell to continue his first spell rather. Thunderbillas 10 for 1, 3 deliveries remaining in the third over. From the commentary box end, Sohaib continues. Oh, this one kind of cut him in the aft. No run conceded. Hamza being the striker, continuing on with young Awais.
Be ready, Danny, be ready.
The views and the lights are only going to get prettier, folks, watching live. As we get past this twilight, lights are going to kick in full on, and the broadcast is going to look pretty good. So hang in there. At his best at the moment, not really giving the batsman any room to play. Holding inside the body line, cutting him in the half.
Sohaib has been around the Bolingbrook Premier League for the last few years. He's a skiddy bowler, quite zippy. He puts in the effort. And again, it's a little bit quicker. It was well left by the batsman. People probably should have cleaned it up. A cheap run there to the total. Should bring us to the end of the over. It is the end of the third over. Thunderbillers are 11 runs for 1 wicket down. The lights take a more effect here in Bolingbrook. If you are in the area, come on down and join us. It's a beautiful night for some cricket.
No, they're not.
Hill,
Like, it's up to him. He can switch the cameras.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
beautiful
He's
place
not
to sit
on
and
to here all the
enjoy.
time. He can be there. He
No,
can
no,
be
no, I know.
If you have a
Oh,
dog,
yeah.
you dog along and
Yeah, it's a bit
some
like
fresh air. And as President Mir announced, this is the first match of a night tournament. There's 9 teams. We'll be doing a round robin, so playing 8 matches each. And then into the playoffs. which will
that
take place
camera
in August.
is broadcasting at the moment.
Hamza on strike, Hassan Khan charging in, a bit of a whirlwind action For those of you old enough to remember, a bit like Max Walker from the late 70s, early 80s. I don't know if we can call him Tanglefoot. There's a wide down the leg side, easy wide call by lead umpire Martin Namdar.
हसन भाई कैमरा स्विच क्यों नहीं कर रहा?
Yeah.
एक ही कैमरा से हो रहा है.
Good start for Bachas. Containing Thunderbillers well within the power play. Pretty wild heave. Appeal for
Shaba, Hassan, we're right there, boy. बैठ नहीं गई है बैठ गई ना
After the 6th over, from the 7th over onwards, we allowed 5 fielders outside the circle. So we're in the power play right now, only 2 fielders allowed outside, and expect a few more runs in these first 6 overs.
This might have been very, very close. A quick single taken by Thunderbillas. The throw came in lightning fast. The bails were dislodged, but the batsman made it. Two experienced umpires on the field, and Martina Namdar and Amia.
Yes, it was a very close call there. The on-field decision was not out, although there was a bit of hesitation between the batsmen at the start of that run. They probably could have made it quite easy if they made a call.
It is that format of the game in which if you haven't started well, you could be pushed back a little bit on the back foot thinking that you're not going to get back in the game, but plenty of time left for Thunderbillas to come back and kind of dig themselves out of this little bit of a problem spot that they have going on right now against the Bachas bowlers. And there was a bit of a slip by Hassan Khan in his run-up to the delivery. Let's redo this. This was nicely cut into the cover region. Easy single taken.
That was actually a better shot.
Fielding up,
Ball.
Good fielding. Good throw, yeah, good throw.
Off stump. He played he watched the ball onto the bat. He played a decent, an unusual looking cut shot from a full pitch ball, but he did play it nicely out for a single. Yeah, you would think, Rick, that under normal circumstances, the first 6 overs with only limited fielders outside the circle, probably 40 runs would be sort of a par score for those first 6. What do you think?
Absolutely. In this day and age, in the modern day format and the modern style cricket that is being played all around the world, including our region, this would be considered below par, but I think teams are probably finding themselves. This is first of its kind. Perhaps a bit of a pressure from it being live broadcasted as well. Everything goes into effect, but oh, this was kind of wayward. Would have been called double wide. So this will have to be redone as Thunderbillas are 15 coming up to the end of the 4th over by Bachas.
Badshahz are doing a fairly good job of limiting the Thunderbillers at the moment. Another good delivery by Hassan Khan. Played nicely. And that looks to be the end of the over. Oh no, because of the wide, I believe there's... No, that is the end of the over. So at the end of 4 overs, Thunderbillers are 18 runs for 1 wicket. The beauty of T20 cricket is that you can be down and sort of below par. But it only takes one good over to, a couple of good sixes, a couple of fours, and all of a sudden the run rate's back to where it should be.
Absolutely. And like we were talking about it earlier, Julian, they're pretty balanced squad, Thunderbillas. They have a lot of batting to come. So at this stage, they shouldn't really make any hasty decisions. Especially their communication between the wicket has been a little on the edge. So once again, as the viewership grows online, we welcome everyone on YouTube and Facebook Live to bring you the inaugural 9 Sports T20 League hosted by BPL in partnership with Cricket Clubs. First multi-cam setup as well, by the way.
Yeah, we have a good 4-camera setup today. With replays, we've got a stump camera and a mic on the pitch. So that's one-of-a-kind production, and we're very proud of it. And mind you, we were the first ones in this country to broadcast on Cricket Clubs Live during the Liberty Cup, if you guys remember, during 2017 with international superstars here. But I think this production today, with the help of Cricket Clubs and our guru here, Amir Khan, we're going to perfect it. And for all of those you are watching tonight, I hope you really enjoy it. And there are other broadcasts, but then there's the BPL broadcast.
And folks, this is only going to get better. You have to understand that this is our first game, and if there's a bit of an overlap between the multi-cam setup and disparity between what we're talking about and where the camera is, please forgive us. It's only going to get better.
It rained today too.
Yeah.
And I will admit that the commentary box is a little bit crowded at this moment while we get all our technical details together. But so far, things seem to be working fairly well, and we do appreciate you watching, and we hope you continue to watch for the remainder of the match. And yes, keep on watching. We have 36 regular season matches, majority of which will be broadcast live, as this match is. Looks like we had a bit of a slip and fall there. Sohaib Chowdhury slipped at the delivery stride. And we'll hope he's okay. A bit of concern on the field. He did seem to go down rather awkwardly. Players standing around with some concern. Well, there's a few people waving their arms, but I believe that's just to wave away the bugs that have come out in the moist air. And he appears to be up. And hopefully okay. Might just want to check his run up there. Perhaps he had a shoe blowout. He's just tying his laces again. So thankfully he seems to be okay. Minor injury at best. Or at worst.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of a concern for any team for their strike bowler to slip and have this sort of a scare. Given the fact that the workload is pretty big on their strike bowlers, they're playing multiple formats in BPL. But luckily this has not what we thought it was. He's fine. He's going to be bowling again, finishing his third, making the fifth for Bachas. (21 for 1). as we go with a bit of a delay here. Skipper from Bachas is trying to dry out the mark for the bowler for the delivery, where Suhaib Chaudhry might have slipped a little. So here we go, folks. Very, very good delivery. Bit on the short side. Better attempted to play it down on the onside. Couldn't connect.
So Sohaib for the Badshahz seems to be back in action again. Seems unperturbed by his little slip there at the bowling crease. Here he comes in again, charging in. Bowled. Look at that. Nothing better than the sight of a stump being flung out of the ground by a fast bowler. Let's see the replay there. Hopefully you all get to see this here. Let's see the replay coming up. We're just speaking with our statistician. It was a beautiful delivery. Yorked him. Batsman played all around it. That was Awais, who was clean bowled by Sohaib.
So at this passage of the game, the Bachas domination continues through the power play. That's what Skipper would want from the strike bowler. That's what the seamer himself would want. Nothing better than the sight of the stump being uprooted. As clean as it gets.
The new batsman walks to the crease is Sarvesh for the Thunderbillers. Coming in at 2 for 21. Batsman Awais was out for 4 runs. Let's get the score updated for you. Sarvesh on strike for the 5th ball of the over. And obviously Sohaib Chaudhry not too hampered by his minor slip up, I would say, at the start of the over. Charging in again. Another good delivery. Squared the batsman Sarvesh around. He managed to get a decent chunk of bat on that, and so fairly safe. A dot ball, and dot balls are very precious in the T20 world. Last ball of the over. Sohaib delivers a lovely ball. Played out. Driven straight to mid-off for no run. And that should be the end of the over. And it is 5 overs complete. Thunderbillers 2 for 21.
This is what I was talking about, folks, a little bit earlier. The lights are taking a better effect. You can see better clarity from cameras and other cameras' angles as well. Bosch is pretty much in dominance at this point in the game. Credit to their bowlers. And I think Sohaib really just set the stone from the get-go with the 4 deliveries that he had in his first over without a run being conceded in this particular format. That's quite a tone setting. There we go. We're going to have the scorecards being shown on the screens. Hassan continues with the short delivery right on the off stumps. A big swing and a miss by the batter. Thunderbillas continuing for 21 for 2. And what I would believe is the last over in the power play. So remember what Julian mentioned earlier, the fielding restrictions change as we adhere to the compliance and regulation of what the ICC decides for the power play fielding restrictions. BPL adheres to those. That's an actually very good looking shot. Played a little bit late, cut it into the covers, coming back comfortably for the second. Good throw by the fielder in the deep. So Bachas skipper going on full throttle with the 2 strike bowlers with 3 overs apiece with their first bowling spell. So that will be pretty interesting to see what the bowling changes are going to be for the rest of the night. But so far, so good. I think might have been an inside edge. It's hard to tell from where I'm sitting at, but definitely not a connection being made. Straight back pass to the keeper. So once again, future folks, if you find a little bit of a disparity in between what we're talking and what's happening in the middle, bear with us as we are kind of crowded. We had to change our post from the ComBox perspective, so our view is a bit restricted, but we're working on making it better and clearer to you. So 6th over continues, 2 deliveries to go, 24 being the score, with the loss of 2 for Thunderbillas. Sarvesh and Hamza being the batters in the middle from Thunderbillas, and Hassan continuing on from Badshahz bowling. Just a little nudge down to the short fine leg area for a quick single. Couldn't really connect it well. Hassan has conceded 17 runs in his almost 3 overs. There we go. Last delivery before the power play ends. Run rate being 4.29 at the moment. Another not really a good connection being made, just a nudge down the ground for a single, and Thunderbillas complete their power play for 26, I believe, for the loss of 2.
Thank you, Rick. So there we are. We've reached the end of the power play. Thunderbillers 26 runs for 2 wickets. As Rick mentioned, the 2 strike bowlers for Badshahz bowling 3 overs apiece, which is they were bowling very well, so there's no reason why the captain should take them off. Here's the bowling. Soeb Chowdhury with a 1 wicket for 7 runs, bowling very well. Hassan Khan, 3 overs, no wickets for 18 runs, which 6 runs and over for T20 cricket is still quite a legitimate effort. And so we would say the Thunderbillers are a little bit below par at this stage. I believe this is Mujtaba coming on the bowl, number 96, which for those of you from Australia was a very old show from the 1970s, which is a little bit raunchy for its day. Probably nothing compared to what you see on TV these days, but for the 70s in Australia was ahead of the time. Mayor just signaling to the scoring troop. We have a new bowler. Very deliberate run up there and skied the ball. And easy catch to Rizwan. You couldn't find an easier catch on the cricket field than the one that Rizwan took there. Here's the replay. Not a bad way to start your spell. It was not a very impressive shot. It was a wild hack. Probably should have tried cutting it towards the offside rather than hacking it towards the leg side there. As it was, it ended up right at mid-on. No further than the 30-yard circle where Rizwan was standing to take a very, very easy catch. And if he did drop that one, he'd be buying drinks for the whole team later tonight. The lights are really starting to take effect here. It's a gorgeous night. This is what we want in our summers. New batsman coming to the crease is Shrey. But the batsman did cross. So Sarvesh will be on strike for the second ball of the over. I must say, I am a fan of the Badshahz uniform. It's a rather nice colour combination there. Good layout, not too busy. Very distinctive. Muji delivers again. Nice line, nice length. Not a lot of pace, but just niggling there outside off stump. Easy defensive push towards the offside for no run. So short run up. Sort of a cross-angled cut shot, cross-batted cut shot there towards the offside, just for an easy single. Was lofted, but thankfully not to the fielder. Mujtaba with just a very short, measured run up to the crease. Here he comes. And Shrey did tend to get on that one. Waiting for the signal. Six runs. Got the umpire Mayor, red car, signalling 6 runs. So that was a rather lusty shot, but connected very well. It certainly wasn't a hack. That was actually a well-played shot. Front foot towards the ball. Got a lot of bat on it. Carried to the boundaries. And the boundaries here at Bolingbrook are ICC regulation. So these are not short boundaries by any stretch. The Mayor just holding up the bowler. And here we go, ready to rock. Another niggling delivery outside the off stump there by Mujtaba. Just patted away for no run. Final ball of the over about to come. Been an eventful over so far with one glorious shot and a wicket. And that was a very lofted or lofty, floaty, almost a knuckleball slow ball. One of those ones where the batsman's eyes light up and you have to restrain yourself from swinging over it 3 times like in the old Bugs Bunny cartoons. So that brings us to the end of 7 overs. Thunderbillers Triple threes, 33 runs for 3 wickets down. And let's see who the new bowler shall be.
Osama Sufi comes into bowl for Bachas, being the 8th over. Yeah, Julian, I think Mustafa got away on the last delivery with that loopy, flighty, inviting full toss. But scorecard is ticking a little bit better for Thunderbillas with a boundary in the last over. Here we go, Osama Sufi with his first delivery in the first over. Slightly short, just whizzing past the helmet. A rather good start. One for the over, being the shoulder high delivery. Another short outside off, wide given, and is followed through a bit of a slip. Again, the rain has had quite an effect on not only at the square but also within the 30 and beyond in the outfield. So a bit of an adjustment required for fielders and the bowlers as they navigate through. This one very well connected into the covers, could go past the boundary, and it does. 4 runs to Sarvesh from Thunderbillas. Was slightly fuller, right in the arc, and the timing was actually pretty good. There we go, folks, the replay. Fielder having no chance there, really. After a very humid and muggy start, is getting to be a little bit breathable outside. Wind picking up. Another quite wide delivery, wide given, short and on the 7 stump. So full toss played behind the covers for a 1, I believe. So far 3 deliveries and 6 runs have conceded. The skipper having a good talk with Osama Sufi. Osama hasn't been a regular, but he's had a good start. He's a very hard worker, so it's good to see the skipper coming and having a quick word. Beautiful hook shot towards the mid-wicket region behind square, and I believe they run 2. Yep, 2 runs taken. Sama continues for his 5th delivery on the 8th over. Another really powerful looking hook shot, beating the fielder in the mid-wicket region. I believe it might have been Rizwan. It goes 1 bounce into the fence. So a bit of a gamble by the skipper to have it brought in. Slightly inexperienced, unexposed bowler at this time of the game, given the first game of the 9 Sports T20 League, but that's what T20 format is all about. Wild cards and gambles. More often than not, they pay off. Another good shot. Similar region, slightly square. Shaz comes into field, cuts it short. That completes the 8th over from Osama. Thunderbillas at 46 for 3.
Thank you, Rick. So yes, Odo was done. Thunderbillers just shy of the 6 run per over mark now. So they are starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Probably still a little under par right at this moment. Nonetheless, for everyone's just finding their feet for the first match of the new league. The 9 Sports BPL Night League, with additional sponsorship from Pepsi and Gatorade. Studio 7, helping provide all the wonderful AV equipment to bring you this live broadcast. Thanks to Omer for doing a stellar job, especially tackling a few of the technical issues at the start of the match. Now brought that under control, and we're up and away on a beautiful night with a wonderful broadcast. Mujtaba coming in to bowl again, deciding to wear his cap as he bowls. A little dibbly-dobbly outside the off stump, just patted away, no run. And you'll find sometimes this, I'll just wait for Muji. Another delivery. That was Shrey. Tried to replicate his 6 from the previous over. Didn't quite get onto that one. Was a little bit off with his timing, but did manage to get a single too long on. But you will find quite often, especially in the T20 format, where batsmen are looking to hit the ball, not necessarily defend, that by taking pace off the ball, you can certainly fool the batsman into some false shots. Elegant looking shot there by Sarvesh. The damp ground, still slightly damp after the rain earlier. Not exactly the fastest outfield at this moment, acting as a bit of a 12th man for the fielding side. But an easy single, well, 2 runs actually, to Sarvesh. It's going along nicely, 14 runs off 10 balls. He started to pick up the pace. If these guys get set for 4 or 5 overs, they can hopefully do some damage. Lofted ball. Threatening the waist high, but I don't believe it was too high to be called a no ball.
Lighted stumps in action.
Oh, we see the zinger stumps, the lighted stumps doing their job, although it wasn't very spectacular on this occasion. There was no threat of a run out, just a nice return throw from the fielder. Was not a jaunty road moment. He may have not been fooled by that lofted delivery. Looks like it's bounced. No, he dropped it. I believe it may have fooled him and hit it straight to the fielder, who on this occasion dropped it. Yes, Mujtaba is looking a little bit upset at the result of that ball, but he's got a smile on his face. He's enjoying his cricket. He did his job. He fooled the batsman into what ultimately was a false stroke. Lucky to get away with that one and just get a single. Rizwan doesn't drop too many. Oh, bit of a Bit of a dance at both ends of the batting strip there, but no run. And that is the over. 9 overs complete. Thunderbillers are 3 wickets down for 51 runs.
Thank you, Julian. In the interest of the viewership and our brand proposition, obviously we want this to be a competitive game. No credit being taken away from Bachas. I'm sort of dominating it thus far, but Thunderbillas still got a lot of batting to come, and 11 overs in the bank. Bit of a recovery done by Sarvesh and Shrey, chipping in 15 and 9 respectively. Out in the middle, bowling change. Azam Khan comes into bowl for Bachas, bowling the 10th over for the team and first of his. Run rate at 5.67, quite recoverable from this point on. A slight tap and go, short mid on for a single. Shaz Latif being the fielder. Oh, almost a full toss on the 4th or 5th stump. Surprisingly couldn't connect. An attempted cut shot by Sarvesh to Muhammad Azam. That is going to be a wide as given. Look at this, folks. I had been waiting to bring this news to you for a while as we were working through the technical challenges. This is the view behind the stumps. Look at the quality and the clarity. This is a GoPro sitting right behind the stumps, and look at the wide angle and the view that it brings you. Swatted down to the short mid-off. Slight fumble by Ali Chaudhry, but good recovery and a very good throw back. I believe it might have been a direct throw, but the non-striker might have been safe, but great fielding effort by the skipper. Oh yeah, definitely a direct throw. And that's what makes the Zinger stumps look a little more attractive when we're playing with the direct strikes. Once again, thank you to Omer for bringing us the overlays and the replays. When we have the overlays, the details are there. The commentators don't have to be bringing you the monotonous statistics of the game and can have a conversation. Wow, what a strike. What a strike. Straight as an arrow almost. Just to the right side of ours where we sit in the comm box. This would have been a 6 anywhere, I believe. Might have been an 85 meters. But what a clean and great strike. Might have been Sarvesh.
Oh, I believe that's Shrey.
Shrey. Beg your pardon. A bit of a struggle when the names aren't on the back of the shirt as we begin to learn the folks involved here. Ball being checked by umpire Amaya. Thunderbillas at 60 for 3. 2 deliveries to go in the almost the mid or halfway through the game, or the innings rather. Another delivery slow on the offside, didn't connect. Actually ended up being a sort of a bump ball back to the bowler. So Shrey and Sarvesh continue 16 apiece, and they're actually rebuilding Thunderbillas innings. Another very good-looking shot towards the long off, and might have gone all the way as we wait for the confirmation. Actually a 4, but a very good-looking shot. So as you can see, Thunderbillers haven't lost it. They're coming back into the game. Last couple of overs they've had recovered, scored consistently. A couple of boundaries have come their way, and they look. They're gonna go and put up a defendable total, at least at this stage of the game. So halfway through the innings, I pass it back to Julian. 64 for 3 and 10.
Thank you, Rick. Yes, as we mentioned, halfway through the Thunderbillers innings, they've recovered to be 64 runs for 3 wickets down. Quite a decent recovery after being only 16 runs after 4 overs. Mujtaba to continue. Looks like that may have been another fielding faux pas, but no run. Mujtaba just nagging outside the line of off stump there. A tempting line and tempting length, although he tends to, in the manner of baseball, be considered a change-up, tends to dive on the batsman. Second ball of the innings just sort of clipped out towards square leg, and good running. Looks like they ran 3 runs. That's some very good running there. 3 runs to Sarvesh, who's moved on to 19 off 16 balls. Oh, we have a quick break here. Just would like to mention our umpiring contingent here in the BPL. Starting with our lead umpire, Mateen Inamdar. Muchi to continue. Swing and a miss outside off stump. So yeah, Mateen Inamdar, he's ICC certified. He's been trained through the CPL umpiring training program, and he's the Midwest zonal head for USA Cricket, covering I believe 11 states, if I'm not mistaken. 11 states in the Midwest, central Midwest area. And he's a very patient, very non-fussed umpire. Always makes the right call. And even when he doesn't, it's the right call, because he's a very good umpire. Quick single off that ball, 4th ball of the over. Muji to Savesh. Nice looking shot, nice flourish. I believe that may have gone not all the way. Did it go for 6, or did it bounce off the fielder for 6, or did it go for 4? I believe it was 4. Let's see what the official signal is here. Here's the replay. Went through his hands. Fielder probably could have had a. Well, the fielder signaled 6. So let's see if the official. Yes, 6 was signaled and 6 was scored. So it was a good-looking shot, perhaps a little risky, considering it went very close to the fielder, who couldn't pull off a catch. So I've had a few drops and a few lucky chances here. And just back to our umpires here at the BPL, the umpiring contingent that we have, headed by our lead umpire, Mateen, who helps vet all the umpires who umpire in the BPL, who helps certify them. All umpires, including myself, who do umpire in the BPL, have to go through pre-season testing just to make sure we are up to date with all the latest ICC rules. And we want to make sure that we put good quality umpires on the field, whether it's a weekend match, whether it's a practice match, or whether it's a broadcast night league match such as this. Mujtaba just had a strange reaction. I believe he might have swallowed a bug. And we've got a few fielding changes going on here. It's taking a while to get this last ball of the over delivered. We've got some rain coming down. That is a very good shot. The light's obviously taking good feel. I think the rain's not quite as hard as it looked on the screen there. Okay, that's the end of the 11th over. Thunderbillers now 74 runs for 3 wickets down. And Rick, I think they're making a bit of a recovery here, and with wickets in hand, they probably should start looking to accelerate here shortly.
Absolutely. Thanks, Julian. I think they should. 9 overs in hands, about 7 wickets in the bank, and a couple of other factors involved. You're right. It's not as bad as it looked on that beautiful shot for the light post, but the drizzle is actually quite consistent. So what that means is that slipperiness in the second innings for the defending team might actually come into play. Also, yep, the heavy ground actually might help them as well. So run rate has actually improved quite a bit from if you look back where they were at the end of the 6th or 7th over. So in the last 4 overs, Thunderbillas batters, Servation and Shure have done, I think, quite an impressive recovery in my view. Danish, or Danny as he goes by, comes into the attack for Bachas. Number 56 on the back of his jersey. A bit of a wrist spin, didn't spin that well, but that's what the action suggests, that that's what his weapon of choice is. This one is connected quite well, straight down the ground. Might have fallen short.
Shabba Danny, good ball, boy.
Fielded quite well, only one taken. Once again, from my view, folks, here, I couldn't really tell you exactly where the ball might have gone.
Bowling, yeah, bowling.
Quite on the offside. Wide given by umpire Mateen. Very reputable, very respectable umpire in the middle from the BPL. This one kind of looked like slipped out of his hand, and the stumping attempt has been made. The wide has been given, but the flight and the loop totally suggested that as he released the ball, it almost like slipped out of his wrist, creating quite a flight. There we go, the replay. A delivery that is often requiring, from the seamer standpoint, requiring an apology or presenting an apology to the batter. Not so much when it's a spinner. All is good here. Thunderbillas continue for 77 for 3 in 11.2. Danny has 4 more deliveries to go. Run rate being at 7 point, actually, beg your pardon, 6.79.
Yeah?
There we go, the view behind the stumps from a GoPro. Played in the covers. Didn't really connect it well, but good enough for a single, I believe. Might have actually come back for a second. Confirm in a minute. Yes, they did. So, folks, once again explaining our view, and the sitting condition was altered by the rain. We're in a box as opposed to being outside. So we're relying on the multicam setup to bring you this live stream. We're not on the stadium. If we had been sitting out in the field, the describing of the shots might have been slightly better. So I would be remiss if I didn't tell you why we're not able to tell you exactly what's going on all the time. We're relying on multiple monitors inside a box. Truly a box, not a comm box, but it's going to get optimized, it's going to get better. You will see how it improves as we take on this 36 game long tournament. again, totally seemed to slip out of his hand. Super wide. Had it not been, it would have probably gone for a 6 in the mid-wicket region had he gone for the pull or whatnot. But yeah, this is an extra delivery uselessly. All right, 5th delivery fielded by Shaz Latif in the mid-wicket region as the batters run for a 1. We're coming up to the end of the 12th over. I still do believe that if they continue as such, Julian, they'll be able to put up a decent, defendable, respectable score on the board. Another extra given. This is turning out to be a great over for Thunderbillas. If you look at our scorecard, the ticker at the right bottom of the screen, look at the amount of wides that have been given, and this is an appeal for the leg before. It was quite an aggressive heave towards the onside, but I think the height might have been an issue, or the line. All right, the end of the over, and I pass the mic back to my cohort, Julian.
Thank you, Rick. Here we are again. 12 overs done.
It's like this.
For the Thunderbillers. The scorer needs to update that score. Should say 12 overs, not 11.5 overs. 12 overs done. Thunderbillers 3 wickets down for 83 runs. There we go. We've got the bowling figures here. Not sure what the scorer is doing with the cricket clubs there. Cricket Clubs is a wonderful app for you who use the cricket. Oh, there, it's just been updated now. So, 1 run for. Sorry, 1 over there for 9 runs for Danny. Oh, look, we've got the worm chart. We've got some new technology helping us out here in the Combox all the time. You can see the acceleration. Thanks to Cricket Clubs. Cricket Clubs is doing a marvellous job helping us bring you this live broadcast, as well as all the crew from 9 Sports, Studio 7, Omer, the wonderful technical guru, sitting here in the Combox with us, giving us all the instructions like, Julian, talk properly. So 12 overs done, 4 wickets down for 83 runs. Again, broadcasting here from beautiful Bolingbrook on a lovely night. We had a little bit of rain earlier, and there were a few drops of rain about 10 minutes ago, but that seems to have passed over us. The lights are now taking full effect. We have Mujtaba coming back on to continue with his 4th over and his last over of the innings. Beautiful view from the stump cam.
Shallow boys, refresh, remind, let's go fresh.
13th over just about to begin. Here comes Muji coming in with his measured delivery. Oh, no. Was a bit of a delay. Here we go. Another little nagging line and length right on the off stump there. Batsman sort of in 2 minds as to what to do with it. Really didn't do much at all. Patted away for no run. Shrey seemed to have got onto that one, and I believe it's gone all the way for 6 runs. A beautiful shot. Just clearing the man at long on for a rather pretty and elegant looking shot with quite a flourish there too from Shrey. Not so much in Brian Lara style, but still fairly dramatic nonetheless. Just like to mention to you here at Bolingbrook, we will be hosting some of the minor league cricket matches here. Oops. We'll get to that, a little bit more of that in a second. We'll get back to the action here.
Easy.
Pulled over to the leg side there for a run. Easy run there for Shrey. He's now moved on to 30 runs off 20 balls. I believe he's top scored for Thunderbillers so far. Mr. Bar just adjusting his field. bit of a ungainly waft outside off stump there. Sort of a nothing sort of shot. Not going to achieve too much with a shot like that. Either hit it or get out of the way. But I just waft at it like that. You're not going to do anything. That's my directions to the batter there. Taking his time, collecting his thoughts. It's not that dark here at the stadium right now. We haven't had the blackout, but
Ready, bach gaya, boy, no worries, yeah, no worries.
Balls to go. Thank you.
One?
Yeah. I can't see him, but
it does look fairly bright there when you see these lights in full effect here. It is these lights were provided to the BPL courtesy of Pepsi.
Say easy, sir, easy. Say yeah. Oh, over.
Easily worked over to the to the onside for a single to finish the over. That's the end of Mujtaba's spell. Muji with 1 wicket for 31 runs after his 4 overs. Wicket off the first ball and 31 runs after that. Hand it back over to Rick to start the 14th over.
Thank you, Julian. Bachas continue to make inroads in their bowling inning, containing Thunderbillas at 92 for 4. 7 overs remaining in the first inning in this T20 game, inaugural 9 Sports T20 League hosted by BPL in partnership with Cricket Clubs. Bala and Shri in the center. Shri playing very well, 31 off of 21, and Bala having just come to the center. Danny to continue from Bachas. Better targeted delivery this time from his leg spinning wrist deliveries compared to first over of his. Bit of an adjustment, I assume. Another flighted delivery played down the ground. Calls for catch it. Might have fell short of Suhaib Chaudhary, resulting in 1 run down the ground towards long off. View behind the stumps.
New batsman. Aga. Tap and go.
Sun in the backdrop. Gorgeous view. Quite a wide delivery. An attempted cut into the backward point region. Completely missing the delivery. Three deliveries to go in this Danny's over. Pretty well targeted delivery. You guys can see a little bit of a drizzle picking up in the field. This one down the leg.
That was unnecessary.
Should have been punished.
Sorry,
Pretty much a non-delivery. Has given a wide, but I think batsman would have regretted not having been able to connect and lofted it down in the mid-wicket region.
Danny, he's dancing over here, dude. Did a whole 360. Come on, you got him. Pura 360, yeah, pura 360. It was almost hit wicket.
Pasha's skipper marshalling his troops, pretty active in the middle. Just continuously fielded close to the center inside the 30. This was actually quite a fast delivery from the leg spinner. There was an appeal for the caught behind. The connection wasn't made to the keeper. And here we come with the replay. I beg your pardon. This is live. Played down the ground for a 1. This completes the 14th over from Danny and Bachas, and Thunderbillas being at 95 for 4 as I pass the mic back on to Julian.
Thank you there, Rick. Just a special shout out to some of the Australian contingent who may be watching out there, especially to Sunday Nick. Well, he's not Australian, but we'll claim him for the purposes of tonight's match. I do believe Nick just recently got his pilot's license. So Nick, if you're listening, I suggest you should fly down to Clough Airport in Bolingbrook. We have an airport right near the ground here, and come watch a game. I'd love to have a chat with you and maybe have a beer afterwards. Well, actually, probably no drinking if you're going to fly. But that being said, here we are after the 14th over. Thunderbillers, 4 wickets down for 95 runs. And now, as I tried to mention earlier, but I got sidetracked by the action, the Bolingbrook Premier League will be hosting some of the minor league cricket matches that are going to be taking place in Chicago this summer. There are 12 matches in the Chicago area. We will be hosting 7 of them right here in Bolingbrook. I'll give you the dates in a second. We'll have Badshahz coming in the bowl. A bit of a wild hack there by, I believe that's Bala on strike. I think they got, yes, that should be Bala on strike. A dot ball, didn't quite connect onto that one. And he did seem to connect onto that one, and I believe it's gone all the way for 6. Yes, it was a lovely shot, and that brings up the 100. Thunderbillers here in the 15th over. We've just brought up the 100th run, 101 for 4. It was a good-looking shot. Certainly connected well, if not elegant. But a good shot nonetheless, and doesn't matter how it looks. If it carries over the boundary, life is good. Let's see what Bachas can come back with here. Unusual approach to the crease, but did manage to skip it by. Straight to the keeper's hands, no run. So yes, Bolingbrook will be hosting 7 of the 12 minor league matches here in the Chicago area. Bit of a thickish edge down through the vacant slip area there for, I believe it's going to be a run. There we go, the scoreboard came up. Yeah, just the run. Keeper down in a heap of trouble. Yeah, it looks like he maybe twisted as he was trying to reach for the stumps. Looks in quite a bit of pain there. That's not good to see. Looking at his knee. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully just a minor twist. So a little pause in the action right now. So we hope that he's okay. But while he attends to his leg injury there. But yes, so the minor league, as some of you cricket followers in the US may be aware, there is Major League Cricket coming to the USA. That should be up and running in 2023. As part of the Support Act for Major League Cricket, there are minor league cricket matches taking place around the country. There were a handful of them last year for exhibition purposes, and then this year the minor league should be up and running in full swing. And the purpose of the minor league to groom some of these players, hopefully who can then play in the major leagues once 2023 comes along. So here in Chicago we'll have a number of double headers. We'll have a double header on July the 31st. There'll be a single match on August the 21st, and there'll be back-to-back double headers on the weekend of August the 28th and 29th. So that should be some exciting cricket. So if you're in the area on those dates, and we'll publish them on our website as well and put them out on our Facebook page. But again, that's July 31st August 21st and August 28th and 29th. We'll be hosting minor league matches here at the Bolingbrook Stadium. They will be day matches, 10 o'clock start and 2 p.m. start, if I remember correctly. With the best talent in the Chicago area playing cricket here at Bolingbrook. We'll just wait and see what's happening here. Can't quite tell if he's going off the ground. Still milling around there, so I think players are getting back into position. So apologise for the delay in the game, but unfortunately it is a sporting event and some things do happen. Hopefully he is okay. It looked like to be a leg injury. So just to recap where we are at this stage, the Thunderbillers have, after a slow start, they were around 16, 17 runs after the first 4 overs of their innings. Here we are 10 overs later, 10.4 overs later, at the almost near the 3/4 mark of their innings. They've crossed the 100-run mark, and they still have 6 wickets in hand. So now's the time they probably should start thinking about having a flash with the bat. So if you're watching, hopefully we'll see some positive cricket and some positive stroke making coming up here in the last 5 or so overs of this innings. There'll be a 10-minute break, and then once this innings is complete, there'll be a 10-minute break, and then we'll see the Badshahz come in the bat. Stray's on strike, just getting his guard, and we should be back to the action any tick. A little bit of light rain still falling here in Bolingbrook. Looks a little worse on camera than it actually is in reality. Just goes to show the quality of the cameras to pick up every raindrop across the screen.
Let's go.
And back at it. Bachas to continue. And that could be a no ball. I don't think the umpire is going to give any warning for that one, because it certainly was, at his speed, nothing in the realm of dangerous. But that is a no ball called. It should be a free hit. And if that is going to be a free hit, that is the way to nullify any ill effects of the no ball. Straight past the bat, no run. And the stump cam has just been disrupted momentarily. We'll get that back in effect. We're back in action here shortly. The bowling figures there. The pick of the bowlers so far has been Sohaib Chowdhury. Just the 7 runs off his 3 overs, 1 wicket taken. So he's going to come back for one of these final. Probably, I would imagine he's going to bowl the final over of the innings. Hassan Khan not too bad there with just 18 runs off his 3 overs. Bachas to continue for the final ball of this over. Should be the final ball of the over. Bowling from very wide of the crease there. Looks like they should pick up 2. I'm not quite sure if that was one of the deliberate slides that we see so often in the modern game with the fielders, or he just fell down because of the wet outfield. Either way, it didn't look too bad. And yes, that is the end of the over. I think the scoreboard is 1 ball behind. Yeah, the score's just been updated there. So the end of the 15th over, 4 wickets down for 105 runs. Hand it back to Rick for the 16th over.
Thank you, Julian. Yep, seemingly quite an athletic display by Osama Sufi down in the deep, with the slide and stop and retrieval and throw back. Here we go. So start of the 16th over by Danny. That should be his 2nd or 3rd. We'll have the ticker updated soon here for you guys, but Thunderbillas at 105 for 4. 5 overs remaining. Swing and a miss. might have been in the slot.
Danny, not even close, yaar.
Totally missed out. It was a flighted delivery. Almost on the off stump. Another very flighted delivery down into the middle and was struck into the covers for a 1. Shrey probably being the standout performer from the batting standpoint for Thunderbillas. Sitting at 34 off of 26 deliveries, assisted by Bala for 10 off of 12. Another very good looking shot down the ground into the long off region. Hard for me to capture exactly where it might have gone given where we are, but it was struck pretty powerfully and it was kind of a low full toss by the time it arrived. I think 6 might have been given. Run rate continues to climb, sitting at 7.23 for Thunder. Laid down the ground into the leg region. Shahz Latif making the run, trying to cut it off. Collects and throws it back and contains them at 2. Mind you, folks, the outfield is a bit wet as it has continued to drizzle for about last 10 overs of the game. Just a tap and go on the onside for a single. Last couple overs, it has certainly appeared that the 2 batters in the middle want to cut loose and continue on with increasing the run rate so that they can put up a good defendable total on the board. This is what should be the last delivery of the 16th over by Danny. Struck pretty powerfully down the ground. It was aerial for a little bit and it has been dropped. Might have actually bounced right in front of him. Beg your pardon. That completes this over. Got caught off guard from the replay. Okay, 117 for 4, 16 overs done. Back to Joey.
Thank you, Rick. I have a quick break. I once again just like to thank our production crew, Omer, Hassan, Mohsin, with Crick Clubs Live, Studio 7 Chicago and 9 Sports, helping to bring you some great live coverage here, direct from Bolingbrook. On what is, other than a little bit of rain, quite a decent night here. Certainly nice and warm here in the Chicago area. 4 overs remain in the Thunderbillers innings, and we should probably expect them to start swinging like a Naperville subdivision. And the bowler is, can't quite see who the bowler is right now. Oh. So he back on for his final over. Not a bad delivery, but I did manage to get under it and just loft it out towards extra cover, pick up a couple. I believe that was Shrey. That's Shrey taking him on to 45 runs after 30 balls. A little bit slippery at the delivery crease area there. So he had an incident back in his 3rd over, or he slipped and perhaps tweaked his ankle a touch, although he did manage to get a wicket that over. So it doesn't look like any long-term ill effects, but just still a bit damp on at the delivery stride. So charging in. Very short delivery there. I think the ball may have got caught in his fingers. Ultimately, though, it ended up being a rather successful slower ball. Shrey was unable to connect onto it, swung all over the top of it for no run. Sleep seems to be not generating quite as much pace in his final over here as he was earlier on. Has an unusual delivery stride where he sort of jumps out wide. In that case, was a little bit wide outside off stump. Fairly easy shot out towards the covers for a single. 5 fielders outside the circle. At this time in the match, wasn't able to penetrate the fielder. Again, another good ball. That was what you see commonly in the T20 leagues this year, a wide Yorker, forcing the batsman to either reach for it, step across and try getting it, and quite often just play all over it as he did on this occasion. Bachas slowed down a little bit here. He was going a little bit quicker earlier, down below the 100 strike rate. And again, another quite a good delivery there by Sohaib. Tempting him outside off stump for the big swing, but took some pace off the ball. Went through harmlessly to the keeper. So it's been a good over so far. Just the 3 runs off it. 1 ball remaining. And 3 precious dot balls, especially at this time of an innings. 4 precious dot balls. That was a good over there by Sohaib. Well bowled. He's been the pick of the bowlers so far. 4 overs. 1 wicket for 10 runs, and that brings us to the end of 17th. 17 overs. Thunderbillers 4 down for 120 runs. 3 overs left.
Yeah, it's quite an impressive last over to his spell, given the fact that almost last 5 overs have gone for a boundary or more. The strike bowler of Bachas comes through and bowling his last of the innings, only conceding 3 deliveries with some very impressive misses and beating the batters. So that's the layover for the batting. And here is the bowling scorecard. Sohaib still at the top, stand out 4 overs, conceding 10 runs for 1 wicket. Look at the economy. And right underneath is Hassan. All right. Azam continues for Bachas. Thunders at 120 for 4. 3 overs to go. This should have been given a wide, and it is a wide. So again, once again, folks, like to remind you, this is the inaugural 9 Sports T20 League, sponsored by 9 Sports, hosted by BPL in partnership with Cricket Clubs. Another down the leg delivery, a wild heave, not connecting. Wide given. Beg your pardon. The first delivery. A bit of a delay as we rely on the live footage of the cameras not being outside. So from where they were up till about the end of the power play, I think Thunderbillers has made quite a recovery and have put up a total that they would be looking forward to being able to defend when they come back at the 10-minute break at the end of this inning. So all in all, Bachas definitely kept them on the back foot for the first 7 to 8, but this is gonna be something that they're gonna be looking forward to defend, I believe. Okay, another miss. This was an attempted cut down to the 3rd man. Straight back to the keeper, who, by the way, has done a pretty remarkable job this inning for Badshahz, including from the first run out from the get-go in the first over of Sohaib. 2 more deliveries to go in this Azam's over. Another swing and a miss, a wild heave. Unattempted shot into the back square leg region.
All the way back. वो कौन नहीं दूसरी वाली कौन पे दूसरी वाली कौन पे
This has been quite an impressive over from Ozan for Bachas, excluding the first delivery that went for the extra. He hasn't really given any room or length for the batters to do. Here's a connection down into the long on region. Another very well fielded effort by Osama Supi, who I was telling you guys earlier that this guy is supremely athletic in the field, always on his feet, and despite the fact that it's quite wet out there, he's given his 100%. All right, so 3 runs conceded in this over. Thunder finishing for 123 for 5. 2 more overs to go. Run rate sitting at 6.83 as I pass it back to Julian.
Thank you again, Rick. So last 2 overs have been very tidy, just 3 runs coming off each of them. So they Badshahz at the tail end of the innings here are definitely trying to put the brakes on the Thunderbillers' recovery, and they've done quite a good job. As we look at the worm chart here, brought to you by Crick Clubs, we'll see things have slowed down. Well, you see acceleration during the mid part of the innings there, and then things have tailed off here for the last couple of overs. We neglected to mention there, and my apologies for that, that Bala was retired himself out to bring Yusuf to the crease. Yusuf, that was his first ball. Delivered by Hassan. Quite a zippy little ball outside off stump there. Swing and a miss, no run. Had a bit of pace on it, but it's down leg side for a wide. Yusuf perhaps could have looked to rock back and play a pull shot or a hook shot there, but instead just let it go through the keeper for a free run and a ball to be re-bowled. But Hassan's generating quite a little bit of pace here in his final over. Yusuf did manage to get onto that one, and perhaps not quite as timed as well as he would have liked. Just for 2 runs there. Somewhat of a premature slide there by Muji in the field, who's down on the ground waiting for it to come to him in a nice relaxed pose. Sort of like a boudoir picture as he's laying on his side as the ball was coming towards him. Some stuttering going on. Back and forth, and ultimately they do get a bye out of it. There's this play and miss outside the off stump there. Keeper did fumble it down towards the leg side. Batsmen were thinking about a run, and then thinking about not running, and then thinking about a run, and then thinking about not running, at which point keeper threw wildly at the stumps and ended up conceding the bye, much to his own chagrin, because that will count against him. Shrey seems to have connected onto this one. Oh, just fell short of Mujtabara in the deep there. Not a bad effort, but ultimately was not a drop. It was a good bit of fielding to block it and stop it from passing on by him. But that should bring up Shrey's 50, and it does. 2 runs to a well-deserved and a well-played 50 with some lovely shots involved, a couple of nice sixes. 50 runs off 39 balls. Hopefully he can kick on here. Let's see if he can pick up another 10 or 12 before the innings is done. Well-timed shot. That's heading towards the boundary, and yes, a beautiful shot. A couple of bounces and over the boundary line. Grim out there in the spectator section, fielding the ball. Grim was watching live on Facebook and decided to come down to the ground, as we suggest many of you should. If you're in the area and you've got nothing much going on tonight and you want to come watch a bit of cricket for the last couple of hours before you go to bed, come and enjoy some good cricket. There should be a good run chase. And that was heading down leg side. Yes, I thought it may have clipped the pads on the way through, but obviously it didn't. Umpire Mayer called a wide, quite rightly, and yet another ball to be re-bowled.
Relax, boy. Take a deep breath. You're good.
The Thunderbillers have accelerated this over. 134 for 5 at this moment. And quite a good looking shot. Is that going to... And, oh, good slide. Oh, I do believe he may have fielded that. We may have to check the replay out. It looks like he may have stopped it and then fumbled his body over the boundary, but not the actual ball, especially while he was in contact with it. So there we are, the end of 19 overs completed. They're just checking on that final level there to get an adjudication of whether it actually was a boundary. It appeared that it should be just 2 runs, but we'll confirm that as soon as the score is updated.
Bravo boy, finish strong. All the way, all the way.
Flag, right?
And there we have it, 135 for 5.
Thank you, Julian. So this is going to be the last over for Bachas' fielding innings. I firmly believe Thunderbillas have done quite impressive. Standout batters Sri Sharma still not out, batting at 55 off of 41 deliveries has obviously helped Thunderbillas up the run rate to 7.10. 5 deliveries to go. Azam continues from Bachas. A well-connected shot in the cover region should minimally allow them to. It's actually gone past the fence, so a 4. As we finish off this inning, I do want to remind our viewers that if you found errors, we are aware of them. Rain disrupted our location and limited our visibility into the ground and where the shots were being played. But due to our cricket club partner Umair, we have been able to somehow sufficiently rely on multi-camera TV setup in the box that we're sitting at, bringing you, as to the best of our ability, the live coverage of the game. Very well connected shot down the ground. Would have been a 6 in any ground. Actually, this comes behind the box that I was just mentioning, guys. So that's where we are actually huddled in. There you go. Thank you, Umair. So as you guys can see, we have an extremely limited view out of the window. We've been relying on the live multicam footage. But what a shot this has been. And a perfect timing, given that it is a last over and they do have a couple of wickets in hand, and they're just going to go all out. I think Thunderbillas have totally made this game into a competing and entertainment, given the start that they had. Here we go, another delivery slightly down the leg side, lofted down to the mid-off region, and when they come back for second, Azam had a shy at the stump. He did strike it, but I think the batter may have made it. Here we go with the replay. Two remaining deliveries in this inning, currently 149 for 5. Swing and a miss. Slightly short delivery on the offside. And let's see what the last delivery does for Thunderbillas. Given the condition and everything, I do believe they have come back quite strongly in this inaugural game of the 9 Sports T20 League by BPL. Shimmy down the track, lofted it down the long on region, and as expected, the field is quite wet. It bounced off the fielder's hand. It could have been ricocheted and caught by the other fielder, but easier said than done. Anyways, so Thunderbillas complete their batting innings. Just gonna wait for the scorecard to finish my thought here. In the end, I believe fielding was sufficient. 151 for 5, meaning Bachas will have to score 152 to win. Required run rate from the get-go hovering around 7.5. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break in the comm box. Once again, thanks to the viewers, thanks to our sponsors, thanks to our volunteers. We are having fun bringing this game to you despite the weather challenges and other technical difficulties. Like I've promised, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get optimized. Here's a quick layover for the over-by-over chart with the graphs. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll bring back Bachas batting to you live from the BPL Stadium. Stick around.
कह दे इसको एक्चुअली से कहने के ऑफ कर दे
right, welcome back, everybody, to the second stanza of the cricket match tonight between Thunderbillers and Badshahz, brought to you by Cricket Clubs Live. This is the 9 Sports BPL Night League. 9 teams, 8 matches per team, a round-robin event. And here we go, starting off with Mohammed. No, that's not Mohammed. Yes, it is Mohammed bowling to Mujtaba. Badshahz are hoping to get out to a swift start in this run chase. During the break, we will inform you that both captains were brought in and notified of any Duckworth-Lewis scenarios that might occur due to rain. Hopefully the rain holds off. Good live action shot from stump cam. Actually, quite a nice delivery there, just short of a length. Just coming up towards Mujtaba. Anna for no run. 2 balls down, 2 precious dot balls. In an innings of only 120 legal deliveries, a dot ball is always welcome. Another good ball, just chopping him in half. Looks like he might have clipped his hand on the way through. And again, just a reminder for those of you not familiar with the ICC T20 rules for the first 6 overs of an innings, only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. Very good delivery. Short of length, just going over middle stump. Not giving the batsman any room to, looks like he's trying to work it towards the offside, trying to get inside the line and connect, but unfortunately hasn't connected on anything. 4 balls down, and already the pressure looks like it might be mounting. He's trying to get a run, make him feel better. And there's a perfect example. He's trying to step across to the offside to counteract the line that Haydar's been bowling, and but he basically looked like he almost yorked himself straight to the field and no run. Could this be a maiden? And I believe it might be. A very, very rare event in a T20 match is a maiden over. First over down, no runs, no wickets. And we do have some rain coming down. Again, just let you know that we have informed both captains of potential Duckworth-Lewis scenarios in the event the match cannot be completed because of the weather.
Welcome back, Julian. Thank you. What an eventful game this has been from the word go. From the start, from the slow start from Thunderbillas to have been able to put up something that is absolutely defendable in this particular format, and then the first over having gone for maiden when Bachas have been put in to score 152 to chase it down. There we go. Slightly full on the offside. It was an attempted dab almost. Really no shot was provided, and therefore no connection got made. So beaten. This one has been connected into the covers. And has it gone all the way? Actually, bounce before the fence, so 4 runs given. Bachas opened up the accounts in the second over and second delivery off of Yusuf. Hassan being the batter that has just scored a boundary, accompanied by Mujtaba Bakr out in the middle. Another wild swing and a miss. It was actually quite a wide delivery and rightfully given as a wide. Just changes the complexion of the game so fast when you're up against chasing something 7 and up as opposed to crawling to 7 and up at the end of the innings as the first team that went in to bat. So a lot of scoreboard pressure. Bachas definitely has some very experienced and seasoned batters, but this is actually quite an entertaining and interesting game given the weather condition and given what they have been through when they were fielding, with all the slides and the slips and the tumbles and the niggles. So I think game is pretty much very well in balance. Bachas only need to look back at how they open up the Thunderbillas open up the account, actually going all the way through the power play, not really having scored much. There we go. This was a very extravagant, is the word I could think of, attempt to hoik it, but it didn't connect. Decent looking shot. It was cut, and it's slightly wider of the third man, actually almost on the extra, not extra cover, but behind cover, I would say. For a single by Muji. This might have been a leading edge, the way that it just went up so aerial, and it actually was, and is easily taken within the 30-yard, I believe, given the limited view of the shot that I have. But yeah, quite a damage in the second over from Thunderbillas against Bachas, succeeding in taking the first wicket. So there we go. Early inroads from Thunder against Bachas, having taken first wicket in the second last delivery of the second over, and sending back Hassan Khan, who accompanied as an opener to Mushtaba Bakr. So Father comes in as one down for Bachas. This one actually went down the leg. It seemed to drift, and Mateen, by being the experienced umpire he is, said not out right away. It was a very good delivery, but it definitely seemed to drift down the leg. So Bachas have a pretty experienced in season lineup in terms of what they have in the first five or first six rather. And of course the score is chaseable, but many different factors go in this particular format when you're playing under lights and a wet outfield. Another delivery outside the off. It was an attempted heave, swing and a miss, no connection made, straight back pass to the keeper. Very targeted delivery into the body line, into the stumps. Didn't really give him any room or the length for him to have attempted any shots. Shot into the covers, didn't really time it very well. Should be single. A bit of a slow start from Bachas. Perhaps exactly what it was for Thunderbillas. Slightly short onto the offside, and an attempted slash or a cut, something in between, didn't connect. Beaten, and like Julian alluded to earlier, an extremely valuable delivery that isn't scored off in this particular format. Heather continues from Thunder. Mujtaba won the facing. Was actually quite a delivery, almost a Yorker length, and somehow Muji succeeded in blocking and inside edging and outside the stump line. So far, this has been a very good attack. Once again, want to thank you, the viewers, the volunteers, the people that are logged in, watching, providing feedback and commentary, and overlooking the mistakes and errors that may have happened, that were bound to happen given the delayed start and the entire changes that we had to make. Nonetheless, we want to thank all the viewers and our volunteers and the team that is bringing this broadcast live to you via multiple social media platforms. Another delivery, fuller on the offside, which is something that you see pretty usually in this particular format. Anyways, finishing the over, 10 for 1 for Badshahz as I pass this back to Julian.
Thank you, Rick. So yes, the Badshahz batting off to a relatively slow start. Just 10 runs off the first 3 overs. Have Yusuf about to start his second over. Picked up the first wicket of the innings. Trundling in. And a little bit wideish. Enough for the batsman, for Muji, to get a little bit of bat under it. Didn't quite time it, but should pick up a relatively easy 2 runs. And looking for an overthrow. Oh, that was a bit of sloppy there by the Thunderbillers. Nonetheless, things have calmed down. I want to give a special mention to Yusuf as well. For the past few years, he helped fund a youth team here in our Bolingbrook leagues. He pretty much paid for the whole thing of his own and to help support youth cricket. So that was a rather generous act on his part. And he enjoyed his cricket as well. Nice delivery, right in the block hole, as Tony Greig might say, or would have said. Unfortunately, Tony Greig's no longer with us. One of the legends of world cricket. Somewhat controversial, but you'd expect no less from a man of his stature. Another good delivery. Just past the outstretched hand, some swift fielding in the outfield there, in the short outfield, prevented a run. Batsman in a little indecisive there, and so 3 balls gone now. Just 3 runs off the over so far. Thunderbillers doing a good job putting the clamps on Badshahz. That was likely to be a wide, is it? Wait for the signal. Yes. Was a wideish delivery, tended to drift away, went further past the batsman once it left the crease. And that's the sort of delivery you don't want to give away in this short format cricket. Every run's vital, and especially when a run that comes with the bonus ball attached to it. And another wide, this time drifting down the leg side. Yusuf's just lost his radar for the moment. maybe trying a little bit too much. Perhaps should just cross seam it, try to put it on a nice line and length. These batsmen don't seem like they're quite timing things just yet, so as long as it's not in the wheelhouse, it's probably going to be a safe delivery. Let's see what he can come up with on this occasion. Still 3 to go in the over. That one was a full toss, right at pad height on the leg side. Batsman did get onto it, and looks like it has gone for 4, which under the circumstances with a fairly wet and heavy outfield, it's not a bad shot. So just watch the replay here. Yeah, that was not a good ball. It pretty much got what it deserved. Especially at this level of cricket, they should be put away. You can't pass those opportunities up to get runs off those balls. Yusuf to continue. I think while we were watching the replay, there was just a ball delivered there which went for a single. Should be 1 ball left in the over. And now that Mujtabah's on strike. That was a better delivery, swinging into the... started outside the pad line. Swing into the foot. No, I was wrong. I don't say that too often, but in this case I miscounted. There's still 1 ball left in the over. And a dot ball to end the over. Yusuf looking a little expensive after 2 overs. 18 runs coming off his 2 overs so far. The Badshahz 1 wicket down for 21 runs. Just see the batsman wiping out the inside of his helmet. It is rather hot and sweaty out there in Bolingbrook tonight. Still rain coming down, but not enough to prevent the game from taking place, but enough to keep things fairly sticky. Footing's a little bit soft and perhaps slippery underfoot, but again, looks like things are progressing fairly well. Hyder to continue, starts off with a wide, just spoiling his figures somewhat there. Yeah, this humidity can zap the stamina out of you on a night like tonight. Good delivery, got an edge, thick edge, straight past the keeper. Perhaps should have taken that. May have been fooled by the line coming in towards the batsman. Perhaps the keeper was motioning towards the leg side, and once it did connect the edge, it wrong-footed him back towards the offside. But as it was, dribbled past the keeper's outstretched glove down through the vacant slip area for a run. Another good delivery, drifting in towards the batsman's pads. Wasn't able to do much with it. Dribbled off to the onside for no run. We'll see what the call is on that. Batsman did take a big step towards the offside. Hyder followed him across and continued to be a little bit too wide. Umpire Mateen calling that one a wide. Of course, the batsman's stance and motions before the act of delivery can change the impression of whether something is a wide or not. Quick run out towards the leg side. Badshahz have hit the quarter century mark, 25 runs, just 1 wicket down. And I think both the Thunderbillers bowlers are losing track of their location at this point. A few wides tacking on some bonus runs to the Badshahz scores. That's a better looking shot. Ball wasn't so bad, but it was a little bit outside the off stump. Gave the batsman enough room. It was Fatih, enough room to let the arms flow, connect towards the offside. Just pick up a single. It was a good looking shot for just the 1 run. Oh! That was a high delivery. I'm not sure if it's going to be considered too high. No, it looks like the ball dropped down. Sort of fooled the batsman a little bit there. Perhaps didn't think it was going to be dropped down to where it was. So he mistimed the shot straight back at the bowler. The bowler mistimed the catch. It was mistimes all around. Much like a bad first date. All right, here we go. Outside the off stump for... Oh, watch the replay of this. You can see the ball dropping. Didn't really connect too hard, but I think the pace of the ball coming back at the batsman was a little bit slower. Back at the bowler was a little bit slower than he originally anticipated and wasn't able to pull off the catch. So that's the end of 5 overs. Badshahz chasing 152 to win. Currently 27 runs down for just the 1 wicket. And I'll hand it back to Rick.
Thank you, Julian. Quite an interesting passage of the game from Bachas' standpoint as far as the chase is concerned. They might have been put slightly on the back foot with the first wicket down, but I think they've come back pretty well in last over, courtesy to the all the extras that they have been provided. So they stand at 27 for 1, 15 overs remaining, and they are chasing 152 to win the first inaugural 9 Sports T20 League by BPL. The required run rate currently sits at 8.33. Shouldn't be a spot of a bother because they should remember where Thunders were all the way through to the power play, which is where this over seems to be completing. The upcoming overs should be wrapping up the power play. There we go. Pratik to Father. Very well timed into the covers. Certainly went past the 30-yard mark. Fielded into the deep. And 2 runs were scored. Father back on strike, accompanied by Muji. What a beautiful view this is behind the stumps. Very, very wide on the off stump, as rightly given as a wide. The only difference that seems to be off notice in terms of the extras being conceded is the fact that Bachas were slightly wayward towards the latter part of the inning, and unlike Thunderbillas, this was actually quite a good delivery, beat incomprehensively. Father, that is. Quite an impressive appeal from the bowler for the neck behind to the keeper, although there was no sound, and umpire Amaya said not out, but it was quite a wild heave or a swing to this slightly fuller delivery on the offsides, going straight back past the batter to the keepers. Slightly fuller inside the leg line. Played down the ground for no run. So the game hangs in the balance. 2 more deliveries to go in this over. Slightly lofted into the mid-off region. Certainly makes it past the 30-yard circle based on what I can see from this live footage. This was almost swatted down to the mid-on region by Muji. Connected decent, earning a single down the ground. 6th over completes, therefore the power play actually completes. Bachas 32 for 1 at the run rate of 5.33 and chasing something that requires 8.5. While we wait for the changeover, I will bring Mir Ali for a quick word, as we haven't talked to him in a while.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Sharik. A great commentary by Julian and Sharik today, our lead commentators for this inaugural 9 Sports T20 Night League. We hope all our viewers are enjoying the broadcast as much as we're enjoying broadcasting it. Although,
Sweating it.
yeah, it's been a hot night. It's filled with challenges, as you know. When you first start a tournament with rain, but nevertheless, the show must go on. And I'm very thankful to 9 Sports, Cricket Clubs Live, thank you very much. And of course, our entire team here at the BPL for making this a success. Stay tuned for bigger news and better tournaments. We've got the Liberty Cup coming the 4th of July weekend. So for those of you that are looking for an exciting and thrilling tournament, you need to be here for the Liberty Cup.
Yeah, folks, we really mean when we say that. It's only going to get better from the broadcast and the commentary perspective. So 7th over, the beginning of the 7th over, Bassett being the bowler from Thunders. Would you just batted it down the ground for a single? And I will pass it on to Julian.
Thank you, Rick. Bassett continuing, a little bit wide off outside the off stump. Fatir able to free the arms to connect onto that one, but didn't really hit it as well as he would have liked. Hit it deep long off, just for a single. There's a fielder out there. Thunderbillers are allowed 5 fielders outside the 30-yard circle now. That was a better delivery. Coming in towards Mujtaba, the batsman, in on his hands. Wasn't able to really get much on it. Just chop it down for no run. Yes, Mir did mention the Liberty Cup, which will be taking place over the July 4th weekend, starting on Friday, July the 2nd. A full toss outside off stump there. Muji probably would have liked to have done more with that. Only hit it about 30 yards, or to the 30-yard circle, just for a single. So yes, the Liberty Cup starting July the 2nd, running all that weekend, with the final taking place on Monday, July the 5th, which should be the holiday day for most people in the area. So if you're in the area, come on down, watch some good cricket over the long weekend. Pulled off over to the leg side for a single. 1 ball remaining in the over. Yeah, should be good. Some good cricket on display. Some good teams for the Liberty Cup. There'll be $5,000 total prize money on offer. Expecting to have 8 teams. The final ball of the over there. Mujtaba just Hits it once again down to long off for just the single, and that should complete the over. 7 overs done. Badshahz just a tick over, 5 runs and over at 37 runs for 1 wicket down. So they still have plenty of wickets in hand, but the chase is on. See the bowling figures there. Hayter, the pick of the bowlers. No wicket, but only 3 runs and over. 9 runs off his 3 overs. Now we do have a change of bowling now. This looks like it will be... No, it's not a change. It's Pratik continuing. And just a false step there. Did not deliver the ball, perhaps sending a warning to the batsman. Didn't look at him though. Managed to turn Muji inside out a little bit there. Wasn't the most elegant of shots, but it did manage to clip it down to off onto the leg side for a single. Pratik's reaching in his pocket, not for anything untoward, just drying his hand, drying his glasses. And again, another false run up. Here we go, the real thing this time. Nice delivery. A defensive push, perhaps hoping for the single, but not able to get it past the fielder, and no run. Precious dot ball. Just hoping to peg the run rate back to just over 5 runs and over right now. Another good delivery. Right on the toes. Fatir able to just work it down to the leg side for a run. Both these batsmen are not exactly struggling, but they're not setting the world alight right now. Perhaps want to try pushing on a little bit if they want to come up to a pass score, especially in the event the rain takes hold. Mujtaba fielding off his own bat there. Perhaps a little bit precarious in this day and age. Wasn't a a fielder willing to appeal for obstruction. That's a better looking shot. Maybe not quite got a full hold of it. Should come back for an easy 2. Some good feeling there in the deep. Brings up the 41 runs. Let's see what Pratik can deliver with this last delivery. He's been fairly tidy so far. And again, didn't quite get a hold of that one. No run. Precious dot ball yet again. And that completes the 8th over. 41 runs for 1 wicket down.
Thank you, Julian. Exactly what we kind of hoped and wanted for the entertaining, competing game. And this hangs definitely in balance from my point of view at this point. 12 overs remaining, 9 wickets in the bank, and chasing 111 at 9.2. But definitely a very, very disciplined start for the most part from Thunder bowling attack into this first half of the innings against Bachas, keeping them at 5.12. Bassett continues. Hoyt down into the cow corner, I believe. Well fielded, thrown back. And Bachas take a single. 2, beg your pardon. Father did seem to connect pretty decent at that point. Batting at 15 off of 19. Accompanying Mujtaba, who was at 13 off of 26. On the off, slash down to the third man. Comes back. Only single conceded. Bassett does also seem to have a bit of a zigzag run up to the markup, to the delivery point. But so far so good. Very full, drilled it down the ground in the offside, no run taken. Short on the offside, swiveled down to the short third man region, actually within the circle, only for a single. No harm done from Thunder's standpoint. Father back on strike. 2 deliveries remaining in this Bassett's over, which will conclude the 9th. Full toss, played very well, timed it very well. The slow outfield might actually prevent it from going beyond the fence, but pretty decent looking shot. The wet outfield nature of a game actually goes back and forth from batting side having an advantage of fielders slipping and making a fumble, as well as their shots actually slowing down once they get past the 30-yard circle. So a bit of a balance in my approach, but generally speaking, favoring batting side when bowlers are not able to control the balls in their hand. The grips, because it's wet, as well as the fielders out in the field slipping and fumbling. So last delivery coming up from Bassett's second over, finishing up the 9th for his team. Currently Bachas has 47 at the loss of 1. So far, he has conceded 6 runs in this over. Required run rate climbing. Kind of a wayward, short, into the body line, hoiked over where it should have really been deposited into the backward square region on the leg side. All the way for 4. So a very, very good finish by Father for Bachas, hitting that boundary. Here goes with the replay. So Bosch is standing at 53 for 1 at the completion of the 9th overs. They have 11 overs in the bank, requiring 99, which puts them at exactly at 9 required run rate. So I think we have quite a game on our hands to see this evening.
Just getting ready to start the 10th over here. And it looks like it might be just a bit of a delay while we get rolling. I think the umpires might be changing the ball because of the wet conditions. The ball may have gotten a little bit too wet. Yes, it looks like here comes the mayor coming back on with the a drier ball. So the unfortunate things with the wet conditions sometimes does affect the condition of the ball. Unlike the old days, they do allow you to change it. Looks like everyone's in position, ready to get rolling again. So we're about to start the 10th over. Doesn't appear like anyone's in any rush out there, which hopefully they do realise that people do want to go home and get into bed at a reasonable hour at some point. As much as we love our cricket here in Bolingbrook, the production staff from Cricket Clubs Live, Studio 7 Chicago and 9 Sports do need some sleep on occasions. And that's Danielle, an unusual approach to the crease. Not exactly what one might call fluent, but a large appeal for caught behind, but given not out by umpire Maya. Danielle continues, just pushed outside the off stump there for a single. And the hope Fatir can perhaps do a little bit more with the bowling. Muji's only batting at the 500 mark there. 15 runs off 30 deliveries is probably not what the Badshahz need at this moment. They need to push on. Still chasing another almost 100 runs for victory. Slight misfield, but no damage done there. Just a easy single to Fatir. Run rates, required run rates creeping up towards the 10 run and over mark. Danielle quick to field off his own bowling there. Just an easy single yet again. And singles are not going to do it for the Badshahz, so Thunderbillers are quite happy to give up singles. They'd give up a single every ball if need be, because at that point it's not going to be enough. That's a much better looking shot from Mujtaba, and it has gone all the way for 6 runs. Or was it a catch? I think he might have caught that. I believe he's right on the boundary. He's sitting there waiting for the umpire to come check that he was inside the line, so he's certainly satisfied that he's inside the line. And yes, it looked like it went for 6, but no, instead it was a wonderful catch right on the boundary there. Not sure who the fielder is who took it. It was a good looking shot. Mujtaba obviously trying to get on with proceedings. But yes, a wonderful catch on the boundary there. And certainly Field is very happy to signal to all parties concerned that he was well inside the field of play when he took the catch. So a good comfortable catch, one of the better catches we've seen for a while. And that puts a dent in Badshah's chase here. There's going to be 2 down now for 55, right nearing the halfway mark of their chase. New batsman comes to the crease is Ali Chowdhury. Ali is the captain of the Badshahz lineup. He will be at the non-striker's end because the batsman did cross as they were attempting to take a run. And just a single at the end of the over for Danielle, of Danielle's final ball of the over there. Tidy over, 3 runs from it and the 1 wicket. Fatir will keep the strike at the start of the over number 11. I'll hand it back to Rick.
Thank you, Julian. Hangs in balance, doesn't it? Much like what the case has been for the last innings and a half, meaning the last 30 overs. So these are the numbers. These were actually the bowling figures for Bachas. We're going to bring you the layover of the scorecard that is reflective of this inning. But so far, Bachas have 8 wickets in the hand. They do require a chase that requires them to score about 9 and over consistently. Very much doable. They have a deep batting lineup, but some very disciplined bowling from Thunders thus far, Thunderbillas that is. Here we go. I believe Awais is the bowler that comes into attack, delivering the 11th over, bowling to Fatir. Very, very down the off, being called a wide. Hit straight down the ground for a single by Fatir, putting Ali Chaudhry, the skipper, back on strike. Here we go. Skipper on strike from Badshahz. Very powerfully struck down the ground into the long off region. Only for a single, but a pretty confident start from the skipper. Flighted loopy deliveries once again. Long off region comes into play, conceding 1 only. So far, 4 runs have come in this over off of Awais. How did I miss that? Look at that. The bat has been broken, split into 2. That goes back to the folks that I've been telling you all night. We are bringing you this game from an extremely limited boxed view. And if it weren't for live TV and feeds inside this container, we wouldn't even be able to tell you where the ball may have gone, as opposed to what we have been attempted to tell you. Anywho, game hangs in balance. Badshahz at 60 for 2. The 11th over proceeding from Awais. Ali on strike. A very massive appeal for inside edge, given as out. Might have been a snicko. Looked like the umpire Mateen Inamdar was very convinced from the get-go. Young Awais getting the wicket of a skipper, Ali Chaudhry from Bachas. Very inviting delivery for him to go square of the wicket, slightly short. Ali totally attempted to go, and in the end attempted actually, ended up edging it back, straight back to the keeper. So here we go, Thunderbillas making another inroads into the Bachas lineup at the hands of Awais, who is only bowling his first over of the spell and grabbing the skipper's wicket from Bachas, Ali Chaudhry. 2 deliveries to go. Bachas sitting at 60 for 3. Very massive attempted heave down the ground on the onside. Complete swing and a miss. Muhammad Azam being the new batter that has just come in after the loss of the wicket of Ali Chaudhry from Bachas. This kid is very impressive. I've seen him play for multiple teams. Been around the circuit for a couple of years, and he's been trusted. There we go, folks. Bachas needing 92 from 9 overs at the required run rate of 10.22. Heather Qureshi being the standout bowler thus far from Thunderbillas, having sent down 3 only for 9 runs at the economy of 3, followed by Yusuf Hassan, who has bowled 2 for 18. For 9, quite expensive. This scorecard isn't properly sorted, followed by Pratik, who has done 2 overs for 9 overs at the economy of 4.50. Father just played it down for a single, bringing the new batter back on strike, Mohammad Azam. Welcome back, Julian.
Thank you, Rick. There's another lofted shot straight down to the fielder there. It wasn't quite timed. They come back for 2, yes. It should have been a fairly easy 2, as 2 on the deepest parts of the ground. Should be able to run 2, especially with the ball slowed down in the outfield. Danielle to deliver yet again. Tidy figure so far. Got under this one towards the fielder. Not quite. Looks like they'll probably come back for 2. Danielle certainly getting the batsman to loft the ball into the air, hoping to buy a wicket, get a catch, and he's done a pretty good job so far. Unfortunately, the ball has not gone to hand. And swing and a miss outside off stump. Peel from the mid-on fielder for caught behind, but he really has no clue standing out there. Probably shouldn't be appealing. Daniel's just asking whether the batsman got an edge on that, but it would have been a moot point anyway, since the keeper did not glove it cleanly. Did manage to stop it, no run off the ball. Again, another precious dot ball. Badshahz slowed down here. That may be a wide. Let's see. It was right pushing the boundary there. And yes, unfortunately, with a little bit over the line. Mateen calling that one a wide delivery. Bonus run and a bonus ball. Almost criminal in this short form of the match, of the game. Last ball to complete. Did connect onto that quite well. It looks like, oh no, good fielding position, fielder position out there. Just a single. It was a fairly good looking shot, but only one run. So that brings us to the end of 12. Badshahz going along at just over 5.5 runs and over. 67 with 3 wickets down. Still need almost 11 runs and over to bring it home. It's 85 runs needed off 8 overs. Both batsmen getting a much needed drink. Even though there's a lot of moisture out there, it certainly takes it out of your body. But here's moving along, just over straight rate 107. Perhaps need to pick it up a little bit. He's the established batsman now. Yeah, if Fatir was to get out now, that might put a devastating blow in the Badshahz chase. He's the established batsman. He really needs to kick on with it here. Perhaps Mohammed should take it upon himself to start throwing the bat around. They still have wickets in hand. They really need to push the scoring. Otherwise, they might find themselves falling short at the end of the innings. And away it's just continuing. Not a very well-timed shot. Actually was just dribbled out towards the long-on fielder. At such a slow pace they were considering running 2, but as it was, just a single. Batsman steps across, turn that into a full toss. Again, didn't quite time it, should pick up an easy 2. Which is useful, but perhaps they're lacking some boundaries here. But anything can happen in the T20 format. It's just one good over where a batsman can connect with a bowler and tag him for a few big hits, can bring him back into the match. Perhaps the Badshahz should be looking to target a particular bowler and figure out which one they can go after to get that over of 18, 20 runs to bring him back into the match. And it might be an edge or it might be stumped. I'm not sure what. Looks like he was out stumped. I thought I heard a faint edge there as well. But either way, the wicket has gone down. Looks like it's away is stumped by the keeper. Let's see the replay of this. Charged down the pitch. Yeah, he was well out of his crease, unable to get back in time. Fairly easy decision by Amir Redcar, standing there at the striker's end umpire. And a very good wicket for the Thunderbillers. That should put him in good stead at this point. It's 12.5 overs gone. That's looks like I thought the batsman had injured himself there. He just dropped his glove. And after that, good decision by Amir. He has the wonderful job of putting the stumps back in position. Always my favourite job as an umpire, especially when the bails don't cooperate. And the new batsman coming to the crease is, looks like it's Danish. Or Danny, as his friends call him. I'm not yet know if he considers me a friend, so I'll call him Danish as it shows on the scoreboard. And away with the very good figures of 2 wickets for just 7 runs in his over and a half so far. And new batsman's looking towards gully for something, and on we go. Oops. And a false start yet again. Not sure exactly what's happening out there. That's trying to bowl without an umpire in position. That's not usually part of the match. Always wait for your umpires. Mateen back in position now, and the over can continue. Danish comes out swinging, and just a single. Perhaps thought they may have run 2, but it did get to the fielder a little bit quicker than he thought. Kept him to the single, and now just 2 deliveries remain in the 13th over. Run rate, required run rate has crept up over the 11 run per over mark, so fair to say Badshahz might be struggling a little at this stage. Although bonus run always helps. Wide call, way outside off stump there. No question. Ways continues with a lofted delivery. Flighted delivery, I should say. Batsman did get a decent chunk of bat on it, but not quite enough. Able to scamper back for the second run without any issue. A muted appeal for the run out, but that's really just out of reflex rather than legitimate thought that he would be out. Actually, considering the conditions, that was a good pick-up and throw by the fielder, and also a good pick-up by Awais at the bowling crease. And final ball of the over, just a single, and a good decision that. Just to stay, should end the over there. That's the end of 13. 75 runs on the board, 4 wickets down. Run rate required is now 11 runs and over for the final thrust of the second innings. Hand it back over to Rick.
Final thrust it is for Bachas to come out of this hole they have slightly dug themselves into, letting the required run rate climb up to 11 and over, and losing a couple of wickets in succession. There we go. 14th over to start. Salman being the bowler. A very good connection down the ground, a bit of an aerial shot into the long off region rather, only resulting in a single run. Danish back on strike, accompanied by Mohammad Azam for Bachas, who are at 76 for 4. Another wild swipe attempted into the on region, or on the leg side rather. No connection, straight back pass to the keeper. This one was cut or slightly slash into the short third man region or behind the backward. Another extra conceded by Thunderbillas. 2 wide off the off stump. Bachas finding themselves in a bit of a bother with required run rate continuing to climb. Connects this one down the ground. Didn't really have a whole lot of timing on it from Mohammad Azam. A bit of a fumble right around the 30-yard circle, resulting in 2 runs only. So I believe 1 more delivery to go from Daniel in this over. Let's see what Bachas can make out of it. A very well connected shot. Straight down the ground. Doesn't really go past the fielder. Well fielded. Comes back pretty quickly. Only for a single. So only 1 delivery to go in this 14th over by Daniel. And Bachas sitting at 81 for 4. Shimmy down the ground, attempted loft down the ground, completely missed as it. And that completes the over. So as I pass this back on to Julian, I must say that Bachas really need to have someone roll up the sleeves and do some heroics. The climbing run rate isn't really going in their favor, but anything could happen.
Yes, you're right there, Rick. Current run rate, where the required run rate at the start of the innings was in the region of 7.6 runs and over, and now it has climbed up to almost 12 runs and over required. So they're going on at under 6 runs and over, so they really need to get a motor on here. They've got 6 overs remaining, and they're just over the halfway mark in the run chase. As I say, we'll have a ways to continue. He's got 2 wickets for 12 runs. He's bowled very well. Chooses to bowl with his cap on. And another good looking delivery and another precious dot ball. Certainly helps their cause. Perhaps an unnecessary swipe at the stumps. Just delaying the match a little further. But if you're a keeper, you're always trying for that stumping. The stumps look a little precarious right now. May uses the schoolboy tactic of the bat handle to knock the stumps back in, get us set to go again as he charges back off to the leg side. And that was a deceptive delivery by OAS. He decided not to even bowl the ball. Let's try again. And that perhaps would have been a wide had it been left alone, but instead he's had a swing, which is probably the right thing to do at the moment, but managed just to get the toe end of the bat on it for an easy single. But singles are not going to do them much good right now. The run rate continues to creep up. For a slow bowler, he is taking his time. Let's get the field set, guys. Let's get this game moving on. And another good delivery. Deceive the bowler and also deceive the keeper. Deceive the batsman, I should say, and deceive the keeper. Or did he get an edge to that? He did get an edge to that. From our position up here, it looked like it was perhaps just a swing and a miss for a bye, but instead it was an edge, which probably made it a bit more difficult to catch. Another dot ball. And Oais continues to bowl very well. That's a tempting delivery. And did the batsman get onto it? Holy shit. Well, apologies for that. It sounded like fireworks going off here, but in fact it was the ball hitting the commentary box roof, and it sounded like an explosion that really was loud. So it went for 6. Let's see the replay of that. And you may see the point in the commentary where it scared everybody in the commentary box. That was loud. I think I just blew an eardrum. So that has messed up the bowling figures a little bit for Oais. Last ball of his over. And another one. Did he get onto this? Perhaps. Oh, could have been caught, but the fielder totally misread it. Over his head for... not sure if they ran 2 on that one. They did run 2, so that may have helped their cause a little bit. Yes, they did run 2. So it was looking like a very tidy over, but a couple of lusty shots at the end did tack on a few runs. 15 overs gone, 3/4 way through the innings, 91 runs, 4 wickets down.
How about that 6 shattering right into the commentary box, scaring everyone. So that's what the equation is, folks. Bachas needing 61 from 5 overs, needing to score little over 12 and over. A bit of a tough ask, but seems to be a bit of an intent in last over. So let's see where we go. Daniel continues his 4th, being the 16th over. This time Danish walks across the stumps, playing a middle delivery down on the leg side, positioning himself way outside of the off stumps, resulting in only in 2. Danish back on strike. Cuts it well. Past into the covers, and attempted second has caused a failure. So Bachas lose their 5th. I think the fielding might have been on point, or the throw that came back was pretty quick and at the target for the keeper to dislodge the bails. As a result, Danish walks back, having scored 5 off of 6, leaving behind quite an hard task. I believe Sohaib Chaudhry might be the one on strike. Yep. Hoiks over. First delivery that he faces into the covers. Plenty of commotion out in the middle as Thunderbillas decide the strategy for the fielding and the bowling unit. Here we go. Sohaib connects this one. This is on the leg side, actually falls short of the long on. A bit of a slip. I believe the fielder is Oais. They do successfully finish 3. So good intent by Sohaib and Badshahz overall. Almost a full toss, very well struck into the long on region. Goes for the 4 all the way. No chance for the fielder. Very good looking shot from Mohammad Azam, who happens to be at 26 off of 19. What a game this has turned out to be. Has seesawed a little bit. Right now, obviously, Thunder's ahead of Bachas. Very well connected down to the long off region for a single only by Mohammad Azam. Bringing Suhaib back on strike. Actually, it's the end of the over, so Azam will take the strike back, and Bachas are at 104 for 5. Still needing 12 and over for the remaining 4.
Hayter starting up again for the 17th over, gives a wide. Not what they need right now. See if he can find his radar again. That's a better delivery, straight through the keeper for a dot ball. Still got a bit of lift there. He's put in still a little bit of zip, not lightning quick, but fast enough to deceive the batter. And another very healthy dot ball to the bowling figures for the Thunderbillers. Just trying to finish off with a very tidy over. Third ball. Managed to get onto that. Straight at the commentary box again. Looks like a bounce for 4. Let's see what the signal is. See the replay there. That was a good looking shot. Oh, did it go all the way for 6, I believe? Managed to get onto that. A long run for the fielder to bring the ball back. And another good slide, or good fielding there in the deep to hold the batsman to 2. I managed to bring the run rate back down a little bit. 39 runs from 3.2 overs. There's a chance we may not get the full complement in.
3 minutes to go for lights off.
Did manage to balls up in the air, people running everywhere, and as it turns out, two safe runs to the batter. One ball remaining in this over. The Badshahz 5 wickets down for 115 runs.
Anyone wants to wrap us up before the lights shut off the broadcast?
And that was a vicious hit that took out the stumps and almost took out Amir, the umpire, at the bowler's end. And that completes the over. 17 overs done. Now, just letting you guys know that unfortunately with the Bolingbroke Park District rules, we have to comply with their rules. The lights will go off at 10:30 precisely. And I wish we could change that to see an exciting finish to this match. So according to the Duckworth-Lewis method, after 17 overs, the par score for the Badshahz, with 5 wickets down, is 125 runs, which means the winning total would be 126 runs. They unfortunately fell 10 runs short and lost by 9 runs. So according to the Duckworth-Lewis method, the Thunderbillers have won the match by 9 runs. We apologise for the short wrap-up, but unfortunately the lights are going out, and due to weather delays, we just ran out a little time for this match. So good night, everybody. Follow us on Bolingbroke Premier League at Facebook, and watch for the next live match coming up this Friday. Thank you very much.